Look at this 3D miniature landscape. It looks like it was built by a professional design team over several days, but you can actually generate assets exactly like this completely for free. Standard settings usually generate flat images. We bypass those defaults by applying specific style commands that instruct the engine to render with more depth and texture. To follow along and build your own, you only need two things: a free Google account and a document containing your information already uploaded into a new NotebookLM project. This specific workflow converts raw text into a high-fidelity visual asset that reflects your project's aesthetic requirements. Inside your NotebookLM dashboard, navigate past the typical chat box to the generation settings hidden in the upper right. Before typing instructions, establish context targeting. By checking the boxes next to your uploaded sources, you dictate exactly what data the system reads. Leaving every document in your project selected at once causes data overload. It attempts to cram too many competing facts into a single space, resulting in a muddled, confusing image. The rule of thumb for clarity is strict isolation. Pick only the one or two documents that contain the specific information you want this single infographic to display. Locking in these precise sources builds a structural boundary. It ensures the final graphic accurately reflects your uploaded text, rather than an incorrect guess from the engine. When users type simple commands like make a chart, the system defaults to flat, uninspired designs. We break out of that limitation by using specific architectural vocabulary. For example, typing neomorphism instructs the engine to render soft shadows and glossy, inflated 3D finishes. This split screen shows the difference in results. On the left is the standard output from a basic command. On the right, we have the exact same data generated with the tactile 3D prompt applied. You can swap that vocabulary out to match your exact tone. Prompts like 90s video game, intense anime battle, or even chalkboard each produce distinctly different visual rules. These AI generators do not natively understand instructions to simply make something look good. They require exact descriptive constraints to escape their default programming. Now that we control the aesthetic surface, we can dictate the structural layout of the data. We'll start with chronological information. Look at this visual timeline mapping out a career path. By combining the instruction to build a timeline with an Oregon Trail aesthetic prompt, the system structures the milestones sequentially along a clear path. Explaining a mechanical process or a dense physical object with a linear timeline won't work. We need a way to separate the interlocking pieces. Typing the exact phrase exploded view solves this. It forces the generator to take a single dense subject and pull it apart into distinct, separated layers. Directing the information architecture ensures the spatial relationships between every component serve as a direct explanation of the complex data. There is one final barrier before these assets are ready to use. By default, NotebookLM stamps its branding directly onto every exported file. We clean that up using a logo removal workflow. First, activate the selection tool and draw a tight boundary around the watermark. Confirm the selection to execute. The tool analyzes surrounding pixels and replaces the branding with continuous background, leaving the graphic intact. The most common mistake during this step is selecting too wide of a radius. If your selection box overlaps with your actual data, the tool will erase essential information along with the logo. With the watermark gone, the result is a clean, unbranded asset ready for a professional presentation. We've established strict context targeting, applied custom architectural styles, organized our data structurally, and cleaned up the final exports. This gallery shows our clean results side by side: kawaii, chalkboard, tactile 3D, and the retro timeline. The next step is to run your own tests, perhaps mixing strict data visualization with the blocky miniature world style. If you are building extensive projects and want to automate these AI workflows further, you can try the sponsor tool i10x. Entering the code PJL15 will apply a 15% discount. Applying these context rules and vocabularies allows you to generate custom, watermark-free visuals for your research whenever they are needed.